Hi there, John Siddique from Authentic Living here, and I'm in school this morning. I've just driven over the hilltops in the very great wind and buffeting about, and I'm kind of following up on some work that I started about a month ago, where I came in and I gave teachers at a primary school some guidance in meditation and reflection and self-care practices, particularly for themselves, not necessarily about working with the children at that point, but some of the teachers, I'm very pleased to have found out, have now been kind of meditating with their kids and keeping journals themselves and things like that. So I'm working with the school kind of sort of month by month through till about March next year, just to kind of really embed kind of these beautiful practices and kind of evolve things as I go along, because I'm building a kind of sort of evolving model here of sort of meditational based sort of practices for young people, so that they can sort of be much more in their bodies and you know, in their lives, and have a good school career, enjoy themselves, and yeah, and just kind of, you know, raising the consciousness on the planet a little bit. But you know, the best way to do that is it's lovely to get kids meditating, and this morning I'm working with year 3, so those are kind of 7 and 8 year olds. It's wonderful to kind of get them meditating. By meditating with that age, I actually mean embodied more than anything else, because they tend to be up in this kind of narrow band of existence up here, get very lost in their ideas. And I think what the educational process tries to do sometimes is try to do more teaching, more micromanaging, more push, and it just doesn't actually achieve very much at all. What we really need is spaciousness, presence, so that things move with kind of, you know, real strength and direction, and an embodiment, so that we're not just lost in the realm of identification with kind of flitting ideas and things. And I mean, that's kind of what causes all of the problems in the world: identification with kind of passing ideas which we believe are us. You know, we enforce them with fear of death. Actually, you know, that's what we actually kind of do to each other. We kind of say, you must believe in my ideas, otherwise I will take things away from you, or I will kill you, or whatever kind of thing, or you will not get a job, or you won't pass your exams, or you won't do your SATs, and da-da-da-da-da. So fear of death is used as a control mechanism, or that's what we've used up to this point, and it's time for a much more non-violent way of working with each other, a much more love-based way of working, which doesn't let the ego off the hook. It actually starts kind of coming to the kind of true place in our lives, so that we can move in truth and actually be in reality. But the very best practice, for young people, is that we meditate, the adults. You know, if you want your kids to do something, then be it yourself first. I don't mean be the change you want to see, man, or anything like that. Just get on with it. Get on with it, you know, with honesty and love for your own heart, and that will affect everything, you know. So I'm going to sign off, and hopefully I'll be able to do another little login at lunchtime when I've had the first group, who I'm told are a trickier group, and then I'll do a little kind of login later, maybe when I get home, just to kind of round it off, and then I'll upload this. So I'll put a link for the previous video down below, and I'll just kind of settle in here. I've just been kind of being quiet all morning on the way here, not in any kind of false way, but just to kind of be here myself, you know. That's the most important thing, that I'm just here myself, and we have lovely things to do, which don't really matter, you know. They don't really matter. It's nice if we can achieve them, but the most important thing is just a kind of spacious, direct, loving presence in the room. And if we can do that, then we can build from there, you know. Anyway, lots of love, and I'll see you in the next chunk coming along soon. So I've just finished, and Yeah, I'm a tired guy. The wind is howling like crazy. It was blowing like mad last night, and then driving over today, and it just hasn't dropped down at all. But working with year 3, I've learned and felt and experienced so much today. You know, just imagine kind of you know, 2 lots of 30 7-year-olds and their teachers, and just basically being a space of presence in yourself as a kind of a teacher, though it's not a name that I like, but I can't think what else is a suitable name. But just somebody who's on the path, who's sharing from that true path as they find the truth in their own lives. Just to kind of deepen into presence myself seemed to be the whole point, really. Just to kind of be the hub, and then to kind of create sort of space for everybody within that. And there's a few wayward characters, and you just need to be kind of like a big field, really. And there's a few wayward characters, but with the morning group, slowly, it kind of settled into them. Took a couple of hours actually, because they're quite well, they're so young. You know, they're so young, and we're not trying to force them into kind of being quiet and po-faced and meditatey. It's just to kind of, like I said, just try to get them into some experience of the ground of being, and to kind of see from their kind of wholeness, which is whole and complete. Just because the being is a sort of small being and not grown and hasn't been educated and things like that yet, doesn't mean that there's not a whole life there, you know. So just to kind of connect to that whole life. And then with the afternoon group, we had a slightly shorter time, but they were much more able to come on board much more quickly. And we had some incredible things happen. We decided to kind of come outside even though the wind was howling, and just to kind of look in presence. So once we kind of established a sense of the feeling of presence in us and the groundedness in our being, which really took, we just came outside. We looked at leaves, we looked at the spaces in trees, we looked at the wind moving everything, and I asked them to kind of find something which they found beautiful or interesting or caught their eye, and we came back inside. And one boy said, with this leaf that he had, that he felt like that he'd been given a gift, and that it was like he'd never really looked before, but he could see more when he looked from presence. I have a thing, as you know, about connecting to the heart, and so every time we felt presence slipping or ourselves getting caught up in ideas, we put our hands on our hearts, and just that physical sense of kind of coming back to the heart. And of course you have the physical heart, the emotional heart, and the spiritual heart in the same place. So just that physical contact makes all the difference. And so because of that, I thought, well, let's really push the boat out here. And I got them to just look at each other from that place, just to gaze around the room, to look at their friends, to look at their teacher, to look at maybe a person that they don't know so well, even though they share the class with them. And not to try and create an emotion, not to try and create a thought or a feeling, but just to kind of rest with their breath, with their hands on their hearts, and look. And again, another pupil then said that he felt like he was seeing his classmates for the first time, and another said that it just felt like there was love between everybody. And what more do you need than that? You don't need to kind of say anything more. The teaching teaches itself, you know. The lesson is there in right in front of us. And yeah, if only we could apply this to the world today, you know. There's been some terrible goings on. Again, the insanity of ideas, the insanity of attachment to an idea has sort of blossomed into a massacre again. And And as long as we continue to live that way, of identifying with ideas as realities, as conditioned feelings, or the pain body as some kind of truth, then it will just continue, unfortunately, you know. But the way back is as simple as this. You know, if we looked at each other like this, it just couldn't happen. It just could not happen. But you can't force that onto anybody, you know. We have to evolve, and little efforts like this, some people might think it's kind of really mad to take meditation and sacredness and presence and reflection into schools, and to be working with children so young. Oh, what use is that to us? How's that going to help us pass exams? But we have to. We just have to. And it has to be done from not a position of being a meditation teacher, although that's what the name is for this person. It's only about restoring the truth, restoring the original to its proper place, which doesn't need restoring, it's already there, but allowing us portals to see with our whole being just what is right there already, the gift, the art, the beauty of ourselves. I've got a lot to reflect on after today, and I brought so much, you know, that we could have done, because there has to be activity. And so I've tried to make it kind of mindful, zenful, heartful activity today, which kind of just covers really for creating space and creating spacious awareness, and which allows us to kind of let go of the kind of the furniture of ideas, the kind of the gripping to ideas of our identity around those things, and moving into kind of the space that is life itself, that is common between all of us. And yeah, I feel so thankful and blessed, and thirsty and tired, and I really want to go to the gym, because I've had such a busy week that I've not got to the gym. So there you go. So if you enjoy this video, if it's made any sense whatsoever, please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please. Your connection means everything. It's incredible to be connected with good people around the world. And I wish you love, I wish you peace, I wish you presence, I wish you the connection to your true heart, and the joy of the ground of your own being. Bless you.